Okay, so the book is self-published.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about what it's been like trying to establish yourself as an author with the background that you have, and I guess particularly sales in sort of digital times.
Well, not to put down the big penguin, random houses. It's very difficult to kind of get in there, and you do find yourself contracted to them, and then they own your intellectual property and that type of thing, which for me is a very difficult thing to kind of give up. I got some help from someone called Porcupine Press, who are a self-publishing helping house, and they have access to the professional copy editors and proofreaders that you need in order for your work to be professional and consistent. The layout I did myself. I taught myself how to do all of that and any corrections to the proofreading. And so I'm getting into the space now where I can virtually do it myself. The only big problem is exposure, really, which is why this is helping. But clever social media marketing, Amazon, these guys are helping the new authors to get their work out that is not necessarily mainstream enough for someone like Penguin Random House to pick up.
Okay. So now's your chance to punt a book. Why should people buy this book?
Why?
Why?
Because it is amazing. No, it's difficult. I've heard different feedback from different people. It's more targeted on the I'd say 20, 30, 40s. As you get into your 50s, no offense, it gets a little bit gory. It's not a nice book. It's not unicorns farting rainbows. It's quite hard-hitting stuff. And I think because of it being quite graphic, a lot of older readers might not enjoy it so much. But I mean, we're inspired by TV shows like Dexter and, Boondock Saints. I've described this as kind of a mixture of the two, guys going out and kind of murdering at will and why. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Okay.
But there's a message in the end, so it's not just a page turner.
And I believe a bit of a twist too.
Well, not to give away too much, but there's some clever twists and turns,
Okay, well, I believe you've got an excerpt that you'd like to read out for us.
Yes.
So over to you, Murray.
Thank you for that. Let me find it quick. Okay, so just to paint a little picture here. The two characters involved here are Luke and Jabu, and they're in a Wendy house, and Luke has just banged his head on one of the rafters. Okay. So Luke had bent over, a reaction to the blow to his head. He caught himself with his hands on his knees. Jabu was standing straighter, a feat only achieved by acutely tilting his head to one side. There was a moment of silence between them as each analyzed the other's chosen method of posture adjustment that facilitated their being accommodated in the teeny room. "You look like a farting bulldog," said Jabu. "And you look like a confused ostrich," Luke retorted. Another moment passed as the two contemplated the comparisons. Jabu's laughter engine was first to begin spluttering to life. His hand flew to his mouth, trying to stop the starter motor from turning over. It was too late. The spark plugs within Luke had already begun to fire, and the one engine fueled the other. The little house rocked and shuddered under the shifting weight of the men gyrating as they internalized their hysteria in an effort to not disturb the neighbors. There was a muffled groan from the chair, which seized their respective engines, stopping the laughter instantly. Another moment passed, this time for the familiar look between the two. They nodded to one another and both turned to focus their attentions on the source of the groan. They stood over the woman in the chair, watching her as she slowly regained her senses. The woman's eyelids blinked open to reveal a pair of glazed eyeballs. They were distant, reflecting no emotion. "Time for your lesson," said Luke to the blank face, grinning involuntarily over the gag in her mouth. The woman's eyebrows twitched and her eyes darted around, searching for explanations. In front of her stood two men in matching blue collared shirts. She dropped her head and remained looking down for some time. Then her head shot up again. This time there was terror and confusion in the pale face. The realization that she was naked and bound sent her into a frenzy.
Gripping. Thanks, Murray.
Well, I hope so.
How do people purchase the book? Where can they find out more about you and any future publications?
With regards to Porcupine Press helping me out, I've also started a company called Words by Hamilton, which is my Twitter handle as well as Facebook. So if anyone wants more information on the book that they want from myself, they can find me on Facebook or Twitter. The website, which will be www.wordsbyhamilton.com, is down at the moment, but we should have that up in a couple of weeks. It's also in Exclusive Books and any good bookstore around, as well as the Exclusives website.
Kindle?
It's available on Kindle and on Amazon.
Okay.
So that's for the global buyers. But
Right.
I mean, if you're a local buyer and don't want to use Amazon, just contact me on Facebook, and I'll get back to you and we can sort something out.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks, Murray. Best of luck.